Hi everyone, my name is Timmy and I'll be talking about the IUPAC naming of this structure as well as the method of characterization that's used to confirm its identity. The coordination complex shown in the top left includes a palladium ion that's centrally coordinated, and then the figure in the bottom, specifically the bottom left, shows palladium 2 plus ion and how it possesses a square planar geometry as well as a D8 electronic configuration. And the figure in the top right shows the two bidentate dipyridyl amine ligands, with each ligand coordinating through two nitrogen atoms to form pyridine rings. In this overall structure, the atoms in a ligand that are coordinating to the center of palladium are indicated by the letter K. And then since there are two donor atoms from the ligand involved in coordination, it will be identified by K squared. The specific nitrogen atoms in the ligand that are coordinating to the metals needs to be distinguished. As shown in the pyridine ring on the bottom left, di can be used to indicate that there's two identical pyridyl rings in the ligand. They can be called N and N prime. And then since there are two identical bidentate ligands, it's important that they're distinguished. As shown on the bottom right, bis can be used in the coordination compound to indicate that there's two of these structures in the same ligand molecules that are connected to the metal. Palladium ion will have a +2 charge because of the dipyridyl amine group. And the counter anion, which is thiocyanate, will have a -2 charge because of its duality. And since the charges become neutralized in the molecule, the numerical value for the cation and the anion doesn't need to be indicated in the IUPAC name. And the ligand, which is di2-pyridyl amine, is named first, with its prefix becoming bis di2-pyridyl amine, followed by K squared and N prime notations to indicate which atoms in a ligand are coordinating to the metal. Following the metal in the complex, which is palladium, and then the anionic ligand, which is thiocyanate, making the IUPAC name bis di2-pyridyl amine K squared and N prime palladium thiocyanate. The molecular structure of the coordination complex was interpreted using single crystal X-ray diffraction, which is a known technique for determining atomic level geometry in crystalline materials. The analysis showed that the complex crystallizes in the monoclinic space group, with unit cell parameters shown in this slide of A equals to 7.735 angstrom, B equaling 17.478 angstrom, and C equaling 8.382 angstrom, and beta equaling 102.14 degrees, giving a unit cell volume of 1107.9 angstrom cubed. A, B, and C represent the lengths of the unit cell dimensions of the crystal, and beta represents the angle between A and C. The pyridine nitrogen bond lengths were measured at 2.032 and 2.021 angstrom, which are consistent with typical palladium-nitrogen coordination distance. And the dihedral angle between the pyridine rings within each ligand was approximately 43 degrees, which suggests a twisted conformation that contributes to the stability of the complex. Hydrogen bonding was observed in the nitrogen-hydrogen-nitrogen interactions with the donor acceptor distance of 2.846 angstrom and an angle of 170 degrees, which helps stabilize the crystal packing. And the pi-pi stacking interactions were also observed between pyridine rings with a distance of 3.436 angstrom. And these measurements just help provide a better understanding of the structure's complex geometry and bonding through X-ray diffraction.